Hi, this is Jack Scullin, the Codesmith content strategist, and I wanted to briefly go over a blog I drafted about the perfect app development team and the roles and responsibilities of each member. And you can get a quick overview from this infographic here. But the first member of the team, and you can have one of these people on your team or multiple depending on the size of your project, is a great front end developer. And the front end developer is in charge of the visual components of your app. And they are in charge of drawing up wireframes and making functional coded elements to make sure that your website is functioning properly. And they'll also be in charge of fixing bugs and issues on your applications, as well as defining a coding standard. And there's many coding languages. So depending on your project, where you're deploying it, whether it's an Android application or iOS or a web application, you'll have to have a specific front end developer who specializes in that coding language. And who works in tandem with the front end developers are the back end developers. So, back end developer is the person in charge of the server side of the application. So, where the data for your application is stored and making sure that your project, the data is safely stored because data breaches are very costly. And if your customers submit banking information or their contact information, you are in charge and responsible for protecting that information. And they'll also be in charge of composing frameworks and app architecture for the program. One of the most important members of an app development team is the technical project manager. And when a client is working with an app dev shop, communication is very crucial. And a technical project manager will be in charge of coordinating with the client, giving them frequent updates on the progress, and then also communicating any information from the client to the dev team. So delineating tasks, creating various assignments for each member of the team in a project management software such as Jira or Basecamp, and making sure that um, the project is moving along on schedule, it's on budget, and making sure that the client is properly updated. Next is the UI UX designer, who is in charge of how people interact with the app. So making sure that your app is user friendly and that is satisfactory, keeps them engaged, and ultimately properly functions so that people have a satisfying experience on your application. So they're in charge of implementing design elements and then also having consistency with those brand elements in design. So when you have a brand, you want to have consistency with the font, with the size of particular sections, colors that you use, and other logo assets. And you want to make sure that your application reflects your brand identity. So the UI UX designer is really crucial for making sure that certain elements on that app are in place and functional and engaging with the people, so that call to action buttons are in the right place, that the menu is easy to navigate, and that certain elements that they interact with um, are satisfactory. Next is the business analyst. And a business analyst is super important, especially early on in the discovery phase, because they'll be in charge of performing tasks such as market viability assessments to determine how to properly market your app, what the current market demand is for your application services, and figuring out how to take your budget and effectively spend that money, whether it's on the app development itself, on marketing efforts, and understanding which KPIs and benchmarks for success are needed and essential to track and measure. The development analyst will basically help oversee and help assist the front end and back end developers for troubleshooting issues and investigating the particular coding structure, and also eliminating potential risks during development so that the application is fully functional and it performs adequately and superior to the competition. Quality assurance manager has a similar task. These a development analyst and quality assurance engineer, they can kind of have overlapping responsibilities, but overall, a quality assurance engineer is there to kind of perform tests, fix bugs, and perform numerous investigations to make sure that the app is fully functional and working adequately. And then lastly, you want to have marketing support. So when you have an app dev project, you want to not only have a great app, but if that application isn't properly marketed, then your target audience isn't going to be able to discover it. So you want to have a marketing team in place who is able to understand the KPIs that are benchmarks for success, and then using various marketing initiatives, whether it's PPC campaigns, social media campaigns, SEO contact, SEO content marketing, to ensure that the application is reaching your target audience and that you have a steady increase in brand recognition and mobile app installs, or basically people are purchasing your product. And at Codesmith, our marketing team works directly with our development team so that we can game plan simultaneously while the app is in development, and work to create an effective marketing plan that works for that application and is able to reach the target audience from a variety of channels, whether it's paid or through organic search. So that's a quick overview of the a breakdown of the perfect app development team. If you have any questions or concerns, um, or if you're interested in creating a mobile app or web app development project of your own, feel free to go to our website and fill out our questionnaire, and we'll perform a market viability test and also offer a free consultation to guide you on your efforts.